Okay? Up here. Thank you. Okay. So yesterday we finished our story, Rabbit and the Squash, and we talked a little bit about it. I know you weren't here, but that's okay. So today we're going to talk about the order of the way things happened in the story, okay? So
And then
we're really...
are we gonna color this one?
Hold on, let me find this. So this one, I can describe the events of a story and their purposes. So that's what we're going to be doing with our story, Rabbit and the Squash, okay? Okay, so I wrote it out, but we'll talk about each part. So we're going to do first, next, then, and last when we talk about our story that we read. Okay. So, when we were reading the story yesterday, let's just start with who was in the story in the beginning. Raise your hand if you remember. Who was in the story in the very beginning? Nathan? Who were the two characters?
Rabbit. I don't know.
Who's this?
I don't know. Squirrel.
And Squirrel. Okay. Rabbit and Squirrel. So, in the beginning of the story, who can tell me about Rabbit? Angelica.
Rabbit always be mean to
Is
squirrel.
always mean to Squirrel?
Yeah, and making a trick.
Good job.
So what does Squirrel do that Rabbit doesn't like, Michael? Say it louder.
The squirrel and hum.
The squirrel hums. Okay, so what does Rabbit think? The first part of the story has to do with what Rabbit and Squirrel, what the problem is between them. So what's the problem between them? Do you remember? You said humming.
Oh, I know.
Raise your hand.
He's here.
Angelica.
He doesn't like a squirrel working in his garden
Okay, and what?
and humming.
And humming. Okay. So the first part of our story,
You're making
Rabbit doesn't like Squirrel humming and wants to make her stop. Okay? So when Rabbit decides that he wants to make Squirrel stop, what happens next? I know, I'm moving my fingers. What happens next?
happens next, I know.
Squirrel, just kidding.
Do you remember, Brooke? You were here for part of the story. Rabbit doesn't want Squirrel to hum anymore. So what does Rabbit decide he's going to do?
He like whacked him.
So what did Rabbit do? You're right. What does Rabbit do to Squirrel? Okay, it has to do with the vegetables. Yeah. Michael, can you help us out? What does Rabbit do to Squirrel?
The squirrel tried to get the squash and
Okay. So what was that called? What did Rabbit do to Squirrel? What was that called? Rabbit. What? To Squirrel. Got scared. Okay. Do you remember the word tricks? Tricks, right? No, there's no tricks.
That's what we see, you know.
I saw him. Okay. So we said Rabbit tricks Squirrel by making her think that the squash is talking to her.
it's behind.
Okay? So first we have Rabbit, and he doesn't like that Squirrel hums in her garden. So he's like, I'm gonna do something about it. I'm gonna trick Rabbit, or no, I'm gonna trick Squirrel and make Squirrel think that the squash is talking to her. And does Squirrel believe it? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
No, she don't believe it.
Yes. And then she went to the bear.
It wasn't a bear.
It was a squirrel.
You're at this point. So what happens after squirrel thinks that the squash is talking? Do you remember the animal? What's the animal?
Squawk?
Sounds like that. Beaver.
Beaver.
There you go.
Justin Bieber.
Okay.
So,
So squirrel goes to her friend Beaver, and then what happens? Who remembers?
Making a plant.
Nathan, what
making a
happens?
plant.
Make a, not a plant, a plan.
Plan.
They make a plan. Good. Very good. Okay. What was the plan? Angelica?
The plan.
Angelica, raise your hand. Yes.
The plan was, she tricked Rabbit as calling, like as saying the tree. They was behind the tree, both of them.
Who was behind the tree?
The gopher, no,
The beaver?
the beaver, and then the rabbit, no, the
Stop.
squirrel, and then they went and hide in the tree, and then the chair was wiggling.
So what did they want to do to Rabbit? What was that word we used? What did
Tricks.
Rabbit?
Trick.
Trick. Okay.
I'm not calling you. Oh, the rain stopped.
Nathan. So Squirrel asks her friend Beaver, we're right here, Nathan, for help. And they come up with a plan to trick Rabbit. And Angelica started talking about the plan. So what was the plan? Angelica gave us part of it. What was the other part? Michael, do you remember? How did they trick Rabbit?
Behind the
They were behind the tree or the bush, and they did what?
What? This?
You forgot?
My brain said forgot too.
What was Rabbit doing? He was laying on his chair, right? You're right. Why did he yell?
Because the chair went down.
Put your hand down so I can hear
The
you.
chair went down.
The pillow, right? Who was talking? But who did Rabbit think was talking? So Rabbit thought, okay, louder. Can you say it louder so Nathan can hear you?
The pillow.
Say Rabbit thought.
Rabbit thought the pillow and the chair was talking.
Okay. But was it really talking?
No.
Okay.
It was with Rabbit and no, it was the squirrel and Beaver.
And then what happens at the end, Nathan? What happens with Rabbit? He what?
He's leaving.
Where does he go? Yeah, he does run. Where does he go?
He wants to move place.
He went home, right? So Squirrel and Beaver, I'm reading this backwards, hold on. Squirrel and Beaver trick Rabbit by making Rabbit think his pillow is talking at him, and Rabbit runs home, okay? Nathan. Okay, so basically we came up with a summary, right? You told me what happened in the story, so we broke it into 4 pieces, okay? So what we're gonna do is I want you to think about your favorite part of the story. Since we talked about it, you should have a favorite part. Think about your
I think we're
favorite.
gonna.
Think about it. Not talking. You're not talking. You're thinking. And you're gonna draw a picture. Angelica. Thank you. You're gonna draw a picture, and you're gonna have to tell me about it. Okay? So you're gonna need to use names, and what are they doing, who's in the picture, and what is happening. Okay? So for you, Brooke, you were here for the beginning part. So if you want to do something at the very beginning, you can.
Where?
Of our story. You read the first part of the story with us. So that's okay if you pick that part, okay? You want to look at the book to help you? Okay, I'll let you look at the book.
Can I pass that up? Can I pass that up?
Okay. So think about your favorite part of the story.
I want to get the bunny.
Okay,
Oh, that's it.
that's his. I'll give you about 5 minutes to start it. It's okay if you don't finish, okay? Yes.
I'm gonna show you mine.
I'm gonna try this one.
You have to tell me about it though. You can't just copy the picture, Nathan. You're gonna have to tell me in your picture what's happening.
We're making this part. We're making the middle.
You're gonna have to tell me the names and what's happening.
I'm making a YouTube video, YouTube channel. I'm making a YouTube channel. I don't know.
Can we throw them to the table?
However you want. It's your picture.
I'm not going. That's hard.
Do you have a question, Nathan?
Yes.
What's your question? Do not mark the book.
I want to pretend.
What is your question?
Oh, I don't know something.
You just do your best for your drawing. What I really want to hear is what you picked and you telling me about it.
He's a lady.
So just do your best. Michael, you should be starting on your picture.
No, I want to try this one. I want to try this one. I don't want to try big roll.
You just do your best.
It's not funny.
I'm gonna set the timer.
Play. Oh, she's sad.
Oh, vegetables. Good. So this, erase that and then wait, that's there. There was already a period up there.
Yeah,
Do your best, okay? It's okay. Nathan, it's okay. You're just doing your best on it. You just do your best on your drawing. It's good.
I knew it was trying to mine. I'm gonna do this one. Can you do two?
Just one for right now. Keep going, Michael.
So you put mayonnaise and jalapeno pepper. And you put ketchup. You ever put mustard on it?
That's, where are your characters? You draw one of your characters. What are they doing? One of your characters has to be in your picture because we're talking about the story, and rabbit or squirrel were in every part of the book.
Okay, so here you put ketchup, relish, and chili. What do you put on
Let's draw the English.
Dang.
Here's one. I like to eat ketchup, mustard, and relish, and a little tiny bit of onion. And then
Oh, I did it.
mustard and sauerkraut.
See?
Because I did this, and I did this, and this, and this. I went down and
Keep going.
Okay, so
Can you add more to your picture? I'm not sure even what's going on, Mimi. Look at all the other colors that are in the picture, and you're just using brown.
mayo, chili,
apron. There. She's skinny.
Keep going, Michael.
I'm gonna see the YouTube video.
Ooh.
Kind of YouTube video.
Should be working, concentrating on your drawing and what you're gonna say about your drawing. Keep going.
Can't say it because I'm not going to see it in the I'm gonna make her. That's hard.
It's really good, your picture.
I'm gonna make her.
Oh, her?
I'm not good.
You just do your best. Look
I
at
wish
you
I was
tried,
invited.
Nathan. Look, you tried, and this one is really good.
No, but,
One more minute. Please, one more
One more
minute.
minute. Are you still working, Brooke? Yes? Okay, I'll give you about another minute or so.
3 minutes? Oh, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I said wrong. Are you finished? No? Okay, so I gave you an extra few minutes to work. I put 2 minutes.
I did it!
Why squash it?
Look at his toe.
It's okay.
I see this is little.
No? You don't have another one? Think. Crayon.
Can I color?
You make colors.
That's good.
You don't need to dump everything.
I can do pencil.
Go quickly. You have about a minute left.
Try my best.
Good. That's all I want is for you to try your best. And if you don't finish coloring and drawing everything this time, that's okay. Because I'm going to ask you about it so you can tell me, or you will tell me about it. Okay, Nathan.
You can just try your best.
Like that. Like,
Her
like
hat?
this.
Yep.
Wow.
I don't know how to make a hat, that's all. I know how to make
That's-
like magic signs.
Okay. Put your colors back in your pencil box.
Oh,
I'm going to collect the books. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Well, I want us to have time to share the picture, so if you still want to work on it later, that'll be up to you, okay? All right, let's start on this side. Nathan, can you tell us about your picture? Who's in the picture and what is happening?
the bunny. The squirrel
Squirrel, good.
and the rock.
So what's happening?
He's being tricked. He's being tricked.
Who?
The squirrel.
Who's tricking Squirrel?
Bunny.
See, the rabbit
The rabbit.
is tricking
Tricky.
Squirrel. How did Rabbit trick Squirrel?
I don't know.
Remember?
That's the picture.
It's like that one. How did Rabbit trick Squirrel?
I don't know.
What did Rabbit do?
Hi.
And you're right, Rabbit did hide. See that
We
one?
don't know.
It had to do with her plants. What did Squirrel think was happening with her plant? She went to pick up squash, and what did she think?
I don't know.
Think.
Take it. Take the fruit.
She was trying to take her fruit, her vegetable, and then something happened. What happened? Look, she's screaming. She got scared. Why?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Okay, we'll come back. We're gonna go through the other parts of the story. All right, Brooke, can you tell us about your story? Or the picture you picked?
One is where the squash and this is the rock. This is from this is from this is rabbit.
Okay. And what are they doing in the picture?
He got scared.
Who got scared?
Squirrel.
Okay. Who scared Squirrel?
The bunny.
Rabbit?
The rabbit.
Okay. How did Rabbit scare Squirrel?
The talking like rabbit and squashy.
Listen.
Rabbit was actually talking, pretending to like the squash.
Very good. Did you hear what she said?
Yeah, the squash. Oh, I don't
Can you say that one more time? Listen, Nathan.
know.
See, can you say that one more time? Rabbit. You said Rabbit was.
Rabbit
Mhm.
was pretending to be the squash.
Oh, is that mine?
I'm coming back to you, so remember. Very good, Brooke. Can I show your picture?
Maybe I'll forget. The squash?
Think about it. Okay, Michael, your turn. Tell us about your picture. Can you, I need you to talk louder. Even I'm having a hard time hearing.
Rabbit is behind the rock.
Okay.
She took a big
Keep going. What happens? Show.
Merle tried to grab the squash and then he's faking. He's talking.
What does Squirrel think? You said it. Squirrel thinks.
The squash is talking.
And what? Who's really talking?
Rabbit.
Rabbit. Okay. Can I show your picture?
What's this?
A tiny guy.
That's your plant.
Squash?
Is it the squash? She's asking you. Is that the squash?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
What's that? The squash?
It's the squash. Okay. Thank you, Michael. That's very good. Angelica,
I'm scared.
tell us about your picture. Look at your picture and you tell me what's happening.
She's drinking tea and thinking about
The friend?
yeah.
Shh, Michael.
No,
Over go to
the beaver. Thinking about the beaver, and she's drinking coffee, and she's sad
Why is she sad?
because she can't work in her garden anymore.
Why?
Because Rabbit scared her.
At this, does she think? Does she know Rabbit scared her, or does she think the squash was talking?
The squash was
In
talking.
this, in this part. Okay. Okay. So it's the part where she ran inside because she got scared.
because a rabbit could
Thank you, Angela. All right. So you told us you have Rabbit and Squirrel.
And the squash. He's scared of squash.
Why is Squirrel scared of the squash?
Because he is talking.
Squirrel?
Square? No, that's not squirrel. That one.
That's Rabbit. Who was scared?
Squirrel.
Okay, why was Squirrel scared?
Because forgot to prove it.
Squash.
Squash talk.
So say Squirrel
The squirrel
was scared
is scared
because
the squash
talked to her.
talk to him.
Okay, I'm gonna show your picture, okay?
No,
It's very good. I like how you got the
What's
ears
this?
on Rabbit.
I don't know.
Is this a hat?
That's a hat. I don't want to make hats.
Okay,
Circle thing.
all right.
That's the
What's
lead.
Hmm?
That's the lead. And that's the lead.
Okay. Thank you.
Because I made it wrong the next time.
Can I do
That's
something with this?
Okay. So for this one, we were just talking about the story, and I like how you guys picked out different parts. And look, even though some of you picked the same part of the story, they look so different.
Mine is the
Right?
same, but
Mine's gonna
So these ones you're gonna be able to keep, and if you want to add to it later, you will be able to.
trash that I don't like it.
Or can I just
Hold on,
circle
hold
it
on,
really fast?
hold on.
Can
So
I
it's
draw
up.
more?
You ready to listen? Okay. It's up to you with the picture if you want to keep it to draw with later or file it, okay?
Five.
So it's up to you now. This one, if you're gonna add more, you can put it in your, what's the green folder? The unfinished folder, and you can do it a little bit when there's time later, okay? But we're gonna do something else.
This is Ascana. Can I tell you something? Can I just draw a circle? really
A
fast?
circle. Are you done with it?
Yeah. I just need to draw the circle.
Okay, thank you. You guys can file this or,
Five.
thank you.